hunky, over bulky, kinda hulky superhero. A two-fisted and electrically transistored superhero. An exotically erotic and aquatic superhero. The Marvel superheroes have arrived. Superpowered from the forehead to the toes. Watch them change their very shape before your nose. See a cane-striking superhero change to Viking superhero. A humdinging, real swinging, shield-flinging superhero. They're the latest, they're the greatest, ultimatest superheroes. The Marvel superheroes have arrived.
Hey guys, Vancouver Comic Junkie here. We are with Jesus from Guaranteed Comics and Joel of Newbie Comics, otherwise known as the Newbieverse. I just wanted to mention in that intro, I heard the term for Submariner exotically erotic. That was actually for Submariner, so that's never going to leave my soul. So anyway, we're here to talk some pickups that I picked up in the last little while and just have some comic talk. We're just kind of hanging out. What's going on, guys? Jesus?
Not a whole lot, man. Just came back from a fun day at the water park with my kids and excited to talk some comics, man. Got a bunch of stuff to talk about.
Nice. You went to a show, didn't you? We were talking about this earlier. Yeah,
so I went to a show up in Conroe. It's about an hour north of Houston. It's a smaller show. The place was cool. A lot of people, man. I was surprised at how much people were there, just coming in waves. It wasn't all at one time, like where it's shoulder to shoulder. But like I was trying to talk to all the dealers. I like talking to all the dealers, and I just couldn't get a lot of one-on-one time because I had to go help people looking through their books or check somebody out or what have you. So I thought it was pretty cool.
How were sales? Did you find?
There was like deals or people buying books, like
people buying book with money changing hands.
Yeah, but raw. So I actually met for the first time up there. I don't know if you guys know Gazer from Gazer Collects.
I don't think so. No.
Or what about the Nerd Nostalgia podcast?
Yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So I met both of those guys were up there and they actually split a booth and they did it last minute. But they had a bunch of slabs up there, and they were saying that they just weren't getting a lot of people buying the slabs. They would ask for it, and I even saw it happen. Some young lady went up there, and she was in a Harley Quinn cosplay, and he had a signed Harley #1, like I don't know if it was the Rebirth or the one before that, but it was signed at 9.8, looked really nice. She asked for it, and she's like, "I have this one raw, but I would like to get it signed, and you have it here." And I think it was $200, and she just didn't buy it. And he said, that's what they're doing. They're coming up. They like the books. And then they ask for the price. And then they say, we'll come back. And then they don't buy. So I didn't see a lot of slab exchanging, but a lot of raws. I went to one guy and I picked out, I think $104 worth of raw books. And they were all like $5 books, $2.50, you know, stuff like that. I think the biggest one I bought was $18. And it was a Commandy #1.
That's a great book.
Yeah. I mean, I've been buying Commandy a lot right now. I think this is my third one.
Nice.
But that was the biggest one that I bought. But he was busy. Like he in the time that I was picking through, it probably took me like 30 minutes to pick through his boxes. He probably had like 5 sales in that time.
Really? That's really great. It's good to hear. Everyone, there's all this talk right now about the market since like COVID's kind of opening up the world. People are spending money elsewhere. They're able to actually do stuff with their families, not sitting at home. And like sales are dropping, but really, I don't think sales are dropping at all. I just think we're not seeing them registering on eBay every day. I think we've talked about this, Jesus, the other night on that podcast with Jake. And I think people are going to misconstrue that as like market, like not working, like it's failing.
Oh, man, I've already seen like multiple videos of people being like, sell your Hulk 181 and Giant Size X-Men.
Fuck that.
And this and that. And I'm like, why? And people are like, oh, man, it's dropping in price or it's staying the same. It's like, okay, yeah, that's going to happen for now. But then, when these characters drop or come, you're going to be an idiot.
It's funny on the CGC forums. I've been a member since like 2001 or whenever it started, 2002, which is way too long. But over the years, it seems like every 2 weeks there was some guy like the market's collapsing thread. Yeah. It's like it's all going to end tomorrow. And these are like real, like legitimate collectors who've been around for a long time. They just believe there's no way this is going to continue. and it just this was like 2003. You know, it's never stopped. So.
Well, I think a part of that too, if you look at all the other like different industries, like I'll give you an example. Like I was working at a bank during the real estate bomb here in the US, which affected everybody. You know,
like 08.
Yeah, 08.
Yeah.
And people thought that was like one, that was never going to happen, and then two, immediately afterwards, I'm talking like 2012, 2013, 2014, people were so gun shy with real estate and real estate deals and home equities and things like that because they thought it was going to happen again. And so I'm thinking that a lot of that is from what happened in the 90s, the spec bust and all the over saturation of comic books. And then also now, like you mentioned in that podcast too, Chris, is that we've only had online sales, right? Like I've only seen Instagram and eBay for the past year because we can't go anywhere, right? So, but at the same time, that limits our the different kinds that we can buy, the variety. So I was really excited to go to cons, man. That's why I've gone to 2 cons in 2 weeks because I wanted to see the different variety, and I did get a lot of different variety there that is not on eBay, that is not on Instagram, readily available. So I agree. I think people are taking it as one thing, and it's really another thing. Like the market is still robust. It's just kind of now, moving towards both online and cons of that nature.
It feels like it's going back to where it was before COVID, which was it always felt like it slowed down in the summer online, and then it would like speed up in the fall and the spring when the spring would be when all the dealers were buying up everything so they could go to cons in the summer, which is like this very predictable roller coaster of sales. And I'm very happy to see it come back. I hope it's coming back that way anyway. So, and then we'd have spikes and stuff with certain books, the way it is. The one thing that's in the way right now, well, not in the way, is the Marvel universe and speccing on movies and TV, like that kind of thing. It's just never happened before. So, at the end of the day is what I'm getting at is I think it's super healthy. I think everything's going great. I just think we're not going to be seeing gains like every 10 seconds on the same book. Every time you go look at eBay, it's like watching
or
stock
just like a book that, like let's take the example of Kang, right? Like there's a lot of good Kang books to have, 100%. I'm not disagreeing that. But there's also like, just your nothing book that has like, purple and green. It's Kang related. Let's go for $100. I think those books are gonna, those ones aren't gonna have that.
Well, and with people walking out into the world and going to stores and going to markets and things like that, they're going to notice that it ain't that hard to get that book.
Exactly.
Yeah, at the end of the day. But
I saw a lot of Kangs.
I bet you did. I bet. How were pricings on Kang? Probably pretty high, I bet.
Yeah, man. That Council of Kangs is like $50, $100 or something like that. That they were posting it on there. No, I was like, what? Why? But okay, I mean, if
dollar bin books still right now, like that's what pisses me off, man. They're dollar bin books. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of dealers or LCSs you can go to and just go through their back bin, and it's going to be in there because they're either not up on it or they just don't remember that they have it in those dollar bins because they priced those things so long ago, So it's just interesting, man. And I'm not gonna hate on that. I don't want to be one of those what do they call them, like a barrier to entry to collecting. If they like the Kang, if that's their deal, then that's fine, man. That I just think it helps us, but I'm not gonna go buy Council of Kangs for $50 or $100 right now.
I think that's always tough because I know, like, and I'm assuming you guys have this, but I usually get people being like, hey man, I know this book is out, I know it's hot, look at the price, do you think I should buy it? And I give people my honest opinion, and I go, when the Venom trailer, right, for Venom 2 came out, people were like, man, do you think I should buy ASM 361? It's going to be hot. And it's like, well, you're asking me like 2 days after the trailer dropped and everybody's talking about it. Like, do you really think that it's a smart idea or investment? So sometimes, people are just going to do what they want. That FOMO is real. Anything like COVID has just shown that everybody has FOMO. I mean, it's happened to me on a few books, right? Nothing like crazy. But
which one did it happen to you on? I'm curious as the hardcores that we are, basic is what we are.
To me, it was thanks to Chris, Hulk 181. I was like, man, I have to get that before it gets crazy.
And you did really well off
and I did really well. And then like on a smaller scale, it was probably that Daredevil 25 where
yeah.
where people were like, man, this is like gonna be $1,000 book. So like I was at the shop, I picked 2 up, and then I flipped them for like $40 a piece. I was like, this is
and Jesus, dude, no one gets more fucking crazy looking for a book than Joel ever. I've never seen it in my life, and he is like an arrow just going straight for the target.
Oh, is Joel the guy that you were talking about that calls his LCS and say, "I'll pay you double"?
No, that's not him. That is definitely not him.
I know. I'm just messing with him.
No.
Dude, that's like the number one rule that I've always told people. Because I've had people call shops like around here. They're like, okay, that book, all right. Hey, do you guys have this book? And I'm like, what are you doing? And they're like, oh, it'll save me a drive. I'm like, yeah, it'll also like, you just upsold the book like 3 times. Like, what do you mean?
Yeah.
I just wanted to say hi to a few people in the chat. We got Swamp Comics there. Hey, Swamp Comics. We got Alan C. He's a local guy. He's talking about if it's confusing little message here. I had just got a movie made recently, and the trailer just dropped today. So he's talking about that, which is kind of exciting. So go to ditchedmovie.com or look up Ditched, the trailer on YouTube. You can see my trailer for my movie. And then we got J Hood Creative. I like that guy's stuff. He's a cool guy. He says we should sell to him. Also, Comic Ozzy, who tunes up all the time. Good guy.
Ozzy.
I like that guy.
Nice.
So, and then 3 Minute Basement, but I don't think Otto. I think he's sleeping on the couch by now.
He's gonna go up to the gym at like 4:30. So
there's no way he stayed up, but you never know. But hey, why don't we move on, because we're gonna be here like 9 hours if we don't, because I got quite a lot of stuff to show. This is stuff that I've been specking on. It's stuff that Joel and I have talked about back and forth, like between each other on IG. It's just stuff I've been picking up over the last couple of weeks. And I just wanted to kind of, show what I'm focusing on at the moment. We had a little show this weekend. I mentioned it earlier in town. It was like very small. It was like 10 vendors, small little more collector vendors than anything than dealers. And, I was able to grab a few things there, just grabbing stuff in stores since, we can go into stores. So it's been fun. I've been grabbing some cool stuff. So we'll get going. And, stop me at any time. Let's talk about the books. That's why we're here. We're a bunch of nerds. Okay. And this is just weird shit. Like some of this stuff is like spec that I think is going to go weird places. But we're going to start off with Marvel Comics Presents #1. I've been buying these up. I'm noticing in high grades, CGC, this is starting to become one of it's either the 4th or 5th key that people want, in a row. It's like after you get the Marvel Comics Presents 72, this is the next one.
I thought 77 was the next one.
The 77, would that be where he's first called Weapon X?
Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know. It seems like people were paying big bucks for this. Like this goes for like almost 300 now.
Yeah, because I think that's a 1, and the cover is kind of cool on that one. I saw that one at the con yesterday as well. I wanted to pick it up, but they didn't have a high quality copy. They just had like a crappy copy.
Go figure, eh? Wolverine, it's like can't afford Hulk 181. All right, we're gonna go, Hulk 180. Can't afford that. Okay, I'm gonna go Wolverine 1. Okay, can't afford that. I'm gonna go to the next Wolverine 1. Okay, can't afford that.
Yeah, totally. It'll just keep going, man.
Keeps going.
Yeah,
or the other thing too is like for me, because I'm a big Wolverine collector too, and like that, what is it, Wolverine 10, the one with the Sabretooth on it,
dude? Like, that's a great book.
Yeah, so I said,
it's their first fight.
Yeah, it's the white cover, and it's hard to get like really high grade. I got a newsstand that I have it grading. I'm hoping for a 99. I just picked up another one, and it's starting to climb up like $40-$50. But that's how I think, like what you're saying, like, well, I can't get that one. I already have that one. What else can I get Wolverine that's cool before it starts jumping off and they can't be affordable?
See, I collect like I did when I was a kid. So like that book we were talking about was a hot book in like 1989, 90 maybe.
Mm-hmm.
It was in Wizard magazine, so it must have been 93. And it was like people wanted that book. And so and it's been dead since then. And I think it's going to turn around. People are.
Yeah, it's a great cover, man. It's a great cover. It's in the snow. I don't know. There's so much action in that cover. And I have the first Sabretooth as well for the same reason, because I not only like Wolverine, I like his enemy. So that's why I have Omega Red, and I have the first Sabretooth, which is what Iron Fist 14.
Right there.
Yeah. Yeah, so that's how I collect, and but that's true. And as you get more expensive stuff, like number one, it's Untouchable, then you start just going down that list, and all these crazy books like that one come up. I like that cover too on that Morpheus. That's number one.
Oh yeah. So my next book is I think this is a really undervalued spec, and it's X-Files #1, first appearance of X-Files. This is like a $5 book, gentlemen, and X-Files is one of the
$1.
You could get it for $1. I bet you could if you went looking hard enough. It's from 95. Tops did it. You can find them anywhere. I've grabbed a few at like cheap prices. I'm stacking them. All it takes, this is a massive franchise. All it takes is Fox to turn around and go, hey, let's reboot this with new hot characters to play the X-Files characters.
Is it that's the only print of it, right? There's not like a second print or third print? Because I think
there is prints, like other prints. Okay. It was a very successful book in the day.
I picked up the one that I didn't have that I saw there was X-Files Annual #1, and I picked it up, and it has a pretty cool cover too on it. It has like an alien on it too, so I picked that one up.
Yeah, there's people who just like there's people who don't collect comics who buy this shit. So you got that.
That X-Files song, that music used to fucking freak me out.
Oh, I know. This is a book I've been hoarding for a while. It's first appearance of Hannibal King, who's like there's not a lot of Tomb of Dracula keys, and this is or Blade keys, and this is definitely a Blade key. So I've been grabbing this for years.
Well, that's interesting because who do you guys think is going to be the bad guy for Blade? I mean, that's a good
Dracula.
Good one. You think so?
Yeah,
right away.
Yeah, fucking A. Yeah, I totally believe that. Yeah, I think it's gonna be Dracula.
So that's why #1's popping too.
I think so. Yeah, I think people are thinking that. I also got Champions #7, first appearance of Dark Star. Check it out. Write it down, Joel. You'll research it later, and I'm sure you'll agree with me. But keep your eye on this. It's a good book. This is a book I just picked up the other day. I really like it. Invaders #7. Yeah, 7.
Captain Britain. No.
First Baron Blood. And also First Union Jack.
No, that's who it is. Yeah.
But the Baron Blood's pretty cool. I always like that character. He's like, and it's also like kind of a cool Kirby cover. So is it Kirby? No, it's not Kirby.
No, it's
someone ripping Kirby off.
Isn't it Schomburg? Because Schomburg came back for that Invaders.
Really?
Yeah, that Invaders 1. He came back on Invaders 1.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, I don't know if this is Schomburg though. So maybe that's amazing.
Isn't there rumors that the guy that plays Superman, Henry
Cavill?
Yeah, he was talking to Marvel, and I guess people are speculating that he's going to play Union Jack.
No, I heard Captain Britain, but you know what, man? I there's people thinking he's going to play Hercules, and I'm like, that sounds great too. You know, he can play anything.
Yeah. I just think Wolverine, and I was like, yeah, okay, let's.
He's too tall. They need to get someone like short, man. I want a short guy
with CGI nowadays, but I don't know how they're going to shorten his limbs too to play Wolverine because Wolverine's a short guy.
He's like 5'4". They should get Tom Hardy to do it. He's pretty short.
Oh, that's true.
Yeah,
I thought he was in the running for it a long time, like a few years ago. But
I don't know. I mean, he's playing Venom, unfortunately.
Oh yeah,
I just think those Venom movies suck. I'm just not into them.
Yeah.
So. This is one I've been grabbing for a while. Secret Wars 2, issue 3. It's the first appearance of Beyonder as a physical form.
Okay,
it's also a newsstand, which helps. These are dollar bin books, guys. But if you get them into 9/8, they're going for $200-$300 now. People are really specking on this book right now, so I've just been stacking them.
What's the first Beyonder? Isn't it the first Secret Wars, right?
It would probably be the first Secret Wars, simply because I think it's just a voice, though.
Yeah.
That one in #3, he takes like the physical form. Also in #1, he has blonde hair, so it's not like his true form that we know him as. It's not until issue 3 that he actually gets like the black hair or whatever.
Yeah.
I also saw recently a cool, I think it's a Thor, maybe a Journeyman Mission. I don't even know. Thor cover that is Thor fighting the Beyonder. And I thought that was a cool cover too. Yeah, I need to look it up because I was like, man, that's a cool cover. That's a cool cover. I gotta look it up.
No, that's the one we're buying. The
Which
FF book, isn't it? That's the FF. We've been buying an FF book. Right here.
Oh, you're talking about Doom. You're talking about the Origin.
Oh, that's Doom.
That's the Origin.
Yeah. Oh, that's what it was. It was Doom.
Yeah.
My bad.
Doom, that is
his Origin.
Yeah, that's a cool cover.
Very undervalued
I like that cover.
book.
Yeah, it's like a dollar bin book, man. Yeah.
And that one does not get respect, I think.
I agree. But my next book is New Avengers 40. I grab these every time I see a high grade one. Every time. It's if you can get them for under $20, I think you're killing it.
No.
But it is impossible to find in high grade. And out of like 20 copies, I've been able to only find 10 that are 9.8 candidates, and I've been lucky to find those ones. But I
1 in 25.
Yeah, it's great, and it's first Frankie, potentially a big character in the Marvels movie or the Skrull, I guess Savage. What is it? The Secret Invasion. Yes,
Secret Invasion.
Yeah. So there's a lot of spec on that. Anyway, but try and find this in high grade. It's not easy.
No.
This is another book. This is more a personal spec. So I believe, excuse me, Deathlock is going to be a thing. I think not right now. I think we're talking 5 years out. Deathlock's too cool not to be a thing at some point. With Marvel budgets and stuff, the first issue is going to get really expensive. I have a few of those already, so I'm cool there. But every time I see this book that I'm going to show, I grab one, and I have about 5 of them now because this is kind of his first issue after that run, and this is like the Black Panther 1 to the FF52 for this character, but they're like $1 now. You can buy them for $1, and so I'm just stacking them up. Just gonna let them sit in the back room for a while and see what happens. That's a spec right there.
Yeah, I would definitely pick that up.
It's a cool book too. It's got a great Joe Jusko cover. Picked up 2 Newsstand Moon Knight #1s.
Nice.
Yeah, which are always good. These are 9.4, 9.6. I don't think they're 9.8.
How much did you pick those up for?
One I got for I got it off a Craigslist ad, and I paid about $15 for it. And honestly, I was shocked. He actually was shocked that he wanted that. I was willing to give him that much. The other one I paid $50 for Canadian.
They're like $100. I'm telling you, they were like $100 at the convention, man. Like $100.
Yeah, and they're selling at that too.
Yeah.
Moon Knight's gonna be huge, guys. Huge.
I was telling Jake the other day that one of my best doing posts, my best most liked posts on Guaranteed Comics is when I posted that Moon Knight #1 and I hashtagged it Moon Knight. I really was not prepared for how big the Moon Knight, fan base is. It was crazy.
Yeah, I think mine's when I have 4 copies of Werewolf by Night 32. And I posted that, and everyone went like it was one of those like huge posts.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Which makes me seem like a baller. I'm not really, but I kind of lucked out with that. My next book. So this book actually popped today, apparently. So apparently, an actor just said that he's playing Midnight Man, which is Moon Knight issue 3 and issue 4. So I picked up. I have them already. I've been buying all the Moon Knight keys for a while. But these I picked up recently, actually about a week ago. So that's cool.
It's going to be interesting because if you don't know Midnight is his sidekick, and then he turns on him. So you're probably going to see that in the show. So.
Yeah. And then this is the one I always recommend for people. I've got 2 of these. It's first Morpheus. Moon Knight has no keys. Like, seriously, there's like 12 keys. It's ridiculous. So just grab them all. They're really reasonably priced.
What was that one? Sorry, I was looking at.
It's a character named Morpheus. He's like a horror character, which could easily fit into the Blade universe when Blade shows up. Yeah. So it's just fun spec. If you can get them under $10, it's worth it. I pick up 188 every so often.
That's a good one.
For Sun King. I also have these 2 I picked up as well. You can get these really, really cheaply.
Yeah. Are you picking up number 14? What is it? The Night Nurse? The first Night Nurse? Is it? There you go. Yeah.
Scarlet. What's her name? Stained Glass Scarlet. Yeah. I have a few of these.
Sorry, I mixed it up. But yeah, that's what I've been picking up.
Yeah, I've been picking these up. I have a few of those now. I got a few of 25. And for some reason, my mind won't tell me who's the star of this one. I can't remember. There's only so much my old fat brain can remember. Moon Knight #1. And this is why I think the news today is bullshit. I think that this is the character that character is playing. This is Midnight, first appearance. So that's what I think. But, whatever. I've been stacking these. This is issue 4. You can get them for $5. They're cheap. Again, they're and then this is a good one too. I've got a pile of these. It's Randall Specter, yeah, his brother, and then he becomes Shadow. It's not Shadowhawk. It's Shadow Knight in this one here. So it's a good one you can find in back issue bins, still cheap, but they're starting to go up. And eBay, these are getting into the $30 range raw. So keep an eye out.
Well, I mean, Moon Knight's gonna have multiple seasons, right? I mean,
oh yeah. And he's gonna dump into the movies. I think he's
yeah. So it makes sense to buy all of them because they're gonna keep having to go through characters.
Everyone's hot on this one too. The first Moon Knight Punisher battle. So
we talked about that.
Yeah, we did talk about that. Okay, my next stack. Oh, this is a neat one. So everyone knows on IG that I'm a big fan of Death's Head. So I pick up Death's Head at number 1 every so often. I love Death's Head. He's like a cool, he's like this robot assassin guy. I just think he's awesome in the cosmic world. But his first appearance is a shitty Transformers UK newspaper.
Yeah,
and so I just bought another one, and now I have 3. But they're really they've been really hard to find, and I didn't even know this existed a year ago, and I've just some reason I have 3 now. So. But if you buy them graded, they're really quite pricey. But you can still get these under $100 if you go looking hard enough. So
the yellow cover is cool, man.
It's super cool. Yeah, it's super cool. And it's Transformers book, which is always awesome. So I'm a big Transformers guy. But that's it, guys. Okay. What else do I got? Okay, this is an argument I've had with a few people, but I don't give a fuck. You can come to me on IG and say whatever you want. Eat shit. Marvel Zombies first appearance. I think this is a real spec. I think this is a real spec. Not just because of what if. I think there's going to come a time with the multiverse. All bets are off. The multiverse is here. Anything can happen. Western characters can happen. War characters can happen. Zombie characters, anything. So I thought the zombie shit was cool when it came out.
What's the book behind the front one? Is it the same one?
No, it's 22.
Gotcha.
It's just kind of like they're kind of both like this is kind of the cameo of it, and this is kind of the first full appearance.
I remember seeing those for like $1, like at garage sales. Like they're all over the place. So if you can find them,
I paid about $5 each for these.
Yeah, I got a bunch of those because I like zombies in general, and so I got a bunch of those. Yeah,
no, it's I think it's smart to have. I really do. I'm gonna try and start grading them soon. I think they're gonna get hot for some reason.
272. Woo! I was right.
Yeah, 272. Sorry, I picked this up yesterday actually. So 272. The father of Reed Richards, aka Kang. I've been grabbing these like a motherfucker. So I've got 3 of them here that I bought in the last day.
Yeah, not to mention that 9.8 behind you.
Oh, I got a 9.8. Yeah, but I've probably got another 25 copies of this now. I think this is the key personally. If you read it, and you know what? I didn't know that. Joel actually read the fucking thing.
Go figure, man. You got a comic, you open it, it just
And I'm man enough to admit that he was right. So I changed my tune. But 272 is still a great book to have. Yeah, unfortunately, when you go look up on Google, it goes right to the Marvel fandom site and it says 272 is the first appearance. It really isn't. It really is this book, 273.
Yeah, I think it does that for Hulk 181 and Hulk 182.
I think it does as well. But the thing is, a lot of people, when they're looking for books, they go right to it like that, right? So kind of like Moon Knight issue 3 and 4 with that Midnight Man. They say issue 3 is the first appearance, but it might actually be issue 4 if you read it, because I've read it. So we talked about this earlier.
Yeah, I love that book, man.
It's a great book. Yeah, I picked up 2 of these. They're super cheap, guys.
I'm regretting it.
And there's you'll find them, man.
You'll find it.
You'll have plenty of time to get this book. Beyonder is so far off. It's people will spec on it, and then they'll forget about it twice before.
You know what I think is going to really help that book though is the confusion, the big confusion with Secret Wars 1 and 3. I think people are just going to be like, you know what, I'm going to play it safe. I'm just going to get the Fantastic Four book. I really do. So it's out there.
This is a book that it's cool, right? This is a Joel book. Newbie turned me on to this book. he becomes Psylord, right? It's
Yeah.
Nathaniel Richards.
Psylord. Yeah, you just gotta cover your basis, man. That's just what you gotta do.
I got this for literally $1, so it's $1.
It's a dollar book.
The investment's there. So. Sorry, I keep sucking up your specs, but this one's also a Joel spec. I've been grabbing these too. Is there what's the name of the scroll?
It's I pronounce it Pylock, but I'm not the best at pronouncing things.
I think it's Psylocke. Oh, no, it wouldn't be Psylocke because there's the X-Men.
Yeah,
you're probably right.
It's Pylock the scroll or super.
Honestly, I think with the Skrulls hitting hard in the next year,
that's
Eddie Skrull is
the only thing, Chris, that you're forgetting about that book is, well, two things. It's black, obviously majority black, but it's also a thick book, so
you can't press it.
Yeah, you can't. I was just gonna say, yeah, you can't press it.
Yeah. I also picked up 3 Darkhawk #1s. I have a bunch of these. You can still get these cheap, like because some dealers look at them like garbage, and they're like, they don't even want to charge you $100 for it.
They can't put their mind at ease to charge what it's going for.
Totally. So I feel pretty good about this one. So I've been stacking this. With the cosmic universe and stuff, Darkhawk can easily fall into that really well. Yeah. And as everyone knows who follows me knows, I'm a cosmic whore. So yeah, I'm just putting them away, see what happens. But I refuse to pay the dollar amounts that people were paying for the 9/8. It's like $300 right now. I just think they're overpriced. But this is a spec on his. I forget it's just 25. One of his specs. I just forget the name of the character that's in it. It's just a cool cover. There's not very many Darkhawk keys.
Yeah.
This just happens to be one of them. I forget what it is. Say Darkhawk fast. Darkhawk. Bestcore is he drives me crazy, that guy. So this is Hercules 121. First appearance of Artuma, who's like an Amazon chick. She's kind of like the Wonder Woman of Marvel, but hasn't been popular yet. I just think there's something cool there. I just got a great cover. It's great. This is an era too that no one really collected this era. So I'm just whenever I see this book and it's like in a dollar bin, I just
what year is it again?
It's like 2008. I'm thinking.
Yeah. Okay.
In that era, so kind of in a low ball. Another Deathlock book, but this is just another #1. These are like dollar bin diving type
I've
shit.
seen those before.
Yeah, I will not pay more than $1 or $2 for this book. So, but you never know. So here's a book I'm very interested in. I've been kind of stacking this one up a bit. I have quite a few now, so I feel okay about showing it off. And people know about this. First Phalanx. This is the cameo, and 312 is the actual first appearance. I just have this sneaking suspicion that this is going to become something, and that's just how I feel. But I will say this: there's this era here of X-Men book, and I've mentioned this before. It's this era that they're all cheap. They're all $2 to $5, and you go into any store and you can find stacks of this shit. And I used to do that with that X-Men 184 and X-Men, all the keys 158. Those were all $5 like 3 or 4 years ago. And now look at them. They're quite expensive now, and when they're graded. These are next. All these are next. And people could say, well, they overprinted all of them so much, but they overprinted the ones in the 80s as well. So
Mutants 98, Hulk 181, ASM 300.
Yeah, exactly. They were all overprinted. Of course they were. So I'm not. So I've just been snagging extra copies of a lot of this and the Byrne Fantastic Fours. This one, I don't do this ever, and I don't know why I did it with this, but I just I'm a huge Werewolf by Night fan, and I just love this damn cover. And on Sunday, the owner of a comic shop gave me a deal on these, and I bought 4 of them because they're cool. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, I just think it's cool. I have no idea what's going to happen. I do think that Werewolf by Night will be entering the Marvel world, but we'll see. Okay, this is the last stack right here. Okay, so this is how I feel about this. This is first appearance of Ronan. A lot of people have forgotten about this book, but with a Hawkeye show coming out, wouldn't it be cool if he became Ronan again at the end of it?
So you think he's gonna?
Well, the Black Widow kind of, I don't know, gave us some insight into that probably. Oh, sorry, spoilers. I don't know. But
don't worry about it. I think if anyone's watching this, they've seen that.
Okay, so at the end, I mean, it kind of made it seem like they're going to go after him, and that's in that time when he was Ronin. So
That
I
is
don't know.
true.
It kind of makes it seem like that's going to happen. We're going to see more.
It feels that way, right? So
Yeah.
this book's cheap as shit now. Like it used to be a really hot book, but I got this for $20. So I mean, this is a 9.8 candidate. Like I'm gonna buy a few, see what happens. So it's an easy spec. So now we're getting into more older books. So I picked up Captain America 110 first, Madame Hydra. I do like this book. I think we all know where this is going. And this was just a lower. It's not a high grade. It's like but you can't beat that damn cover. It's like a Steranko, just classic cover. And Madame Hydra has a lot of future. This one, I picked up 2 of these this week. I don't know. This was just lucky happenstance, and also paid almost nothing for both of them.
Ooh,
Yeah. Avengers 23, first Ravonna Renslayer. I think that's how you pronounce it.
King's love interest.
But I got to be honest. I think this might be my favorite Avengers cover.
Whoa.
And I have like an 8.0 in this, and this cover is gorgeous.
It's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's favorite one.
I think so, and it's also a Kang cover. So,
I mean, it's Kang. I mean,
yeah, it's gorgeous. I think it's the best Kang cover going easily. I love it. Anyway, get one in front of you, Joel. You'll see. You'll fall in love with it. This one, I think everyone should have in their collection. Strange Tales 158. I have a few of these.
Living Tribunal. Yeah, I got a couple.
I just saw a nice low grade. A guy named Johnny Dakota, who's usually watching, sold this book to me for a very good price, and I jumped at the chance of buying it. So there's that. Then I picked up Jungle Action 5. This thing's like mint, man, except for it has like a streak of pen over here. But whatever, I got it for
Killmonger. That's the first Killmonger, right?
No, issue 6 is Phil's first move. Exactly.
Oh, Baku, that's right.
Yeah,
that's
so I'm just, I think I'm just playing my cards on. I just want to buy a couple of the Wakanda characters.
Cover your bases.
Yeah, well, it's just like there's a Wakanda Forever TV show going. That character was a big deal. Like he runs an entire group of nation within the nation. He's going to be a major character within there, and I'm like, So I have about 3 or 4 of these, and you can get them for cheap.
On that real quick, man. On the spec on the movie, I don't know, and maybe correct me if I'm wrong, but I've heard that what's that? Winston, the guy Winston has said he's going to be in the next one as in Baku, but that Daniel Kaluuya has not.
Who's that?
That's the other one. That's the guy who was who basically betrayed, who let Killmonger in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So he has not confirmed, and I don't know if he's being coy or what, but he has not confirmed that he's going to be in the next one. So that would lead to me thinking that M'Baku is more important than him, and he also led a nation within the nation as well. So that's kind of interesting.
I never knew that. That's pretty cool, actually. Mm-hmm. I have to be honest, I'm excited about the Wakanda Forever TV series. I don't know why. I want to see what they do with it. It just seems, I love what's happening with Marvel. They're like coming up. And by the way, we're going to find out about a bunch of new shows soon because they're going to do their investor meetings somewhat soon. And it's amazing. They can just do anything they want. They could do a Rawhide Kid TV series right now. They make it a time travel thing.
Wouldn't it be cool though if they did something like that, like something so far in left field?
Sure,
but it would still be awesome because
with all this Kang time travel, you could actually do that.
And also dinosaurs.
Exactly, you could do shit like. I
think that's DC, but whatever.
No, that's like Fantagraphics, I think.
Yeah,
something like that.
Winston Duke. Yep, thank you, Wes.
Yeah. So yeah, I think everyone knows this. Actually, Bestcore, who's on here right now, that motherfucker, he ruined this book for me. If you look at this book, what do I do?
He said that I ruined it for him.
He looks like he's wearing a G-string, and he's right. This book is ruined. That's all I see is a G-string now. See?
Yeah, that's what I call it.
I just want everyone to know that Bestcore has ruined X-Men 266 for an entire generation of comic fans.
I won't believe it. I believe that that's a suit, and on the back is a very short-looking like shorts on his butt. That's what I'm gonna believe. I can't believe the G-string theory.
Pastor just said Newbie started that shit.
Yeah, on my channel, I've always I don't refer to it as Uncanny X-Men 266. I've always referred to it as the thong cover.
I never, you know what? Till today, I never saw that. I never heard it. It was like, yeah, you taught an old dog a new trick. I like it. Okay, this is a book I've never owned. Oh, wait a minute. No, that's a lie. I actually own another copy. But anyway, it's first appearance of Rocket Raccoon.
Is it the first appearance though?
Well, it's his name, Rocket Raccoon.
Yeah, I agree.
What do you think? What's his first appearance to you?
It's like that Santana book, right?
And it's Rocky something, right? In that one,
Yeah.
Rocky Raccoon.
Okay, this is not going to be a popular opinion, but I'm filled with those. I don't really love magazine. Like I love magazines, like graded magazines, but I want the first comic appearance.
Same.
You know, that's an interesting conundrum, man, because I'm the same way. I want comic book, but there's one that's a magazine that I'm like, damn, I think it's the White Tiger. Is it the White Tiger one?
Yeah. I have the copy of that. Yeah.
It's a magazine, right? It's a magazine. Yeah. And that's the only one that I'm like, I have to get that first appearance in a magazine. Other than that, I'm the same way, man.
But I got to tell you, the first appearance in the comic, he looks pretty cool in it. It's a pretty cool cover. Yeah, issue 9 of Spectacular Spider-Man. I have a pile of them. I love that book. It was cheap till recently, so
yeah.
But
it's been going up.
But I have to agree that it's a Master Kung Fu book. I think that you're talking about.
It is.
It's a really sweet cover.
And
I think Joe Casco did.
Out like it's like $300 and something now because there's not that many.
Like raw. I mean, if you get a 9.8, that thing's in the thousands. I think.
Yeah.
Wow. It's but I look at like first appearance of Star-Lord and a Marvel Spotlight Volume 2 Issue 6 is his first appearance in my eyes. The other one's just kind of a neat little addition to it. But other people will argue that, and that's fine. It's just
don't forget the journal. Don't forget the comic book journal. Some people to this day say that is the first appearance of Venom.
Yeah, those people are fucking idiots. It's just an advertising.
I know.
Isn't there a Star Wars one too? Like a Star Wars one?
Yeah. There's tons of them. There's tons of it. What was it? Foom issue. Everett just sold one recently. Foom 8. Mm-hmm. It's the kind of the first new or Wolverine's first appearance in anything.
Yeah, I know he sold it, but I can't remember.
So for a lot too.
I've always thought that was weird, man. Like the first, ad of Wolverine or whatever character is. I don't consider those first appearances because they're just like, I don't know, just a picture of them or they're talking about them, but that's not the character.
Yeah, exactly.
I think they're cool though. Like, I mean, if you're a fan of a character, it's cool to have it.
Yeah, but, like the people who collect what's that guy's name? Hellboy. Don't they have like something that was in a con?
A Salt Lake City Comic Con, I think is technically the brochure for it is. Like
I think that's cool, but his first appearance is his first appearance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's a published book that we can get.
Yeah, exactly. That's like some rare unicorn thing.
Yeah. But I will say this about Guardians of the Galaxy. I think these have been kind of forgotten for a while, and with the new movie coming out next year, or I think it's next year or the following year, it's coming. The excitement for these guys again is going to ramp up, and I think that these are very undervalued at the moment, and I think you're going to be looking at spending a lot more money in a year for these. Just saying. So there's if you want to make some money on it, go for it. If you just want to have cool books before they're too expensive, go for it too. Yeah. And finally, this is another book that I got from Johnny Dakota, who I'd never met before in person ever. And we'd been talking for like a year. It's kind of weird. You make a friend almost online and, it was kind of cool.
Yeah, it's happened a lot.
Yeah, no, it's really neat. But yeah, I got to shake his hand. But I bought this off him.
Yes.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those books I grab a few of for multiple reasons, but Franklin Richards is my number one reason. And
what do you? What's your highest grade of that book?
I have a raw that's probably like an 8.5.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, I still have to get it graded, but
there's not many high grade ones.
Yeah, that's a hard book to find.
I have a 5.0 and a 5.5 as well.
I paid $200 Canadian for my 5.5.
I think you've done well on that.
Yeah, that's actually pretty good.
Annihilus is too cool not to do something with.
Yeah.
And with the cosmic stuff coming, he would be a great little detour, a series of movies down the road. Because the funny thing is, like, we've talked about this in the past, but like everyone's like talks about how the Marvel universe needs to do all these things, and like Secret Wars has to happen. Like, it's going to happen next year. We'll invest like it's happening next year. Like they have a plan for like 20 years.
Yeah.
Like this could take 20 years to get to where we think it's going to go.
It's like X-Men, man. Like people think
we're
going to get X-Men like
next year.
How long took the Avengers to get going? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, it's going to be the same thing. And I think what people forget too is the fact that like if a movie came out today, the next one's not coming out next year or in 14 months. It was usually 2 years, and then you got the second one, right? They never did they didn't go Iron Man 1 and then the next year go Iron Man 2. It was 2 years later, right? And that's what they did with a lot of them, because a lot of them have interconnecting parts where you have to see this one before this one and and that's what people don't understand. So when you're talking about a character or a book, like, hey, you got to hold on to it until the next movie or two, people don't realize that could be like 3 to 4 years, right? And I think that that's something that's lost with like COVID and things like that. So just something.
Absolutely, and I think people have overinvested in certain books, thinking these things. So.
That it's gonna be quick. Not only that, but like if we look at like phase 1 and I think 2 and even 3, it was just movies, right? They didn't have the shows to kind of help build up even more and actually extend those timelines for them, because you got to think that the movies are the big cash cows that get them the most money. So if they can build those up even more, so they'll tease you in the shows and build it up, but you don't get the payoff until the movie. So it makes sense for them to put a little bit more time and fit 3 shows in between to make the build up even more, so you go see the movie. And they didn't have that at the beginning. So now you add that now into these phases and going forward, I think they're going to be stretched out even a little bit more, because we as fans aren't going to feel the space in between as much because we have the shows. And
Jesus, that's a good thing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Because I mean, I have to say, I was a little. I liked WandaVision, and I liked Falcon the Winter Soldier. I liked them quite a bit, but I didn't love them. But I loved Loki.
Same.
I thought it was like, that felt like a comic book come to life. It was like big and bombastic and clever and fun. It was everything I wanted. And it was like, and I like cosmic stuff, so it was like leaning into that. But saying that, I was so excited to see them do a major reveal in one of those. It shows you how relevant those shows are. They're just as relevant as the movies, and so it's all interconnected. And I think in 20 years we're gonna look back at this stuff like this was the greatest chess game we ever watched happen in front of us.
We're in the golden age. We're in the golden age of the like live action medium, basically.
Oh, I gotta say some things here. Omega Red said it's just second appearance anyway. I think he thinks 266. Yeah. Nobody cares about second appearances. Fuck you, Omega Reed. And I'm gonna call you Omega Reed. No, that's Jake. I'm friends
Omega
with.
Reed. He's pissed.
Yeah.
Kamikaze says Gambit Hammock. Yeah, that's true.
Oh wow.
Wes Thompson. It's the first comic that's a mag. And then Comic Night Sup. And then thoughts on Amazing Spider-Man 365, the preview. I don't know what that means.
365, the preview. I think he's 365. The Miles one?
I don't know.
365.
365.
Let me see.
I don't even know what 365 is.
It's got to be newer. If it's a preview, obviously it's got to be newer. I think you might have the numbers wrong, but
maybe. But Abbotsford Comics fan says, "Look at this motley crew." Abbotsford Comics fan's a good friend of mine. He lives out here in Abbotsford near Vancouver, and he's a local collector that we hang out quite a bit. Yeah, Wes Thompson's saying ASM 365.
Oh, I see. Okay, yeah.
The 5-page preview.
It's not the first appearance, though. It's not.
No.
The one that you want. Well, it depends, because 365 is like a preview.
But it's a 5-page preview of Spider-Man 2099.
Yeah. So realistically, you should be going after that Spider-Man 2099 #1. That's the, I don't know. That's the book.
But okay, go ahead.
Is it?
Yeah.
That's the book, but the 365 is valued more right now.
Why is that?
because people are thinking that it's the first appearance of Spider-Man 2099. They're also specking on it because it's I think it's a Hispanic guy, right? The 2099. What's his name?
Yeah, he's
Ojeda, something Ojeda. I think
Miguel. I know his first name's Miguel. So
it's Miguel Ojeda.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that book is more right now. The 365.
Yeah, but it is a preview, and that's what a lot of people don't realize. With that book, I mean, there's so many things that go into it. You got to first off make sure that you have the first print. Right.
Really?
There's a lot of people on eBay that won't send you more pictures, or they'll take it so it doesn't look like it. It doesn't look like the second print. The thing is, on the second print, the hologram kind of gives off like a rainbow color. So like that's what you'll be able to see. Where like the first print is just strictly a hologram.
Really?
Yeah, you got to be careful with that. Yeah. And then when you go on to the other side for Spider-Man 2099, it's kind of like a bingo, like a scratch ticket, man. Like you can get like the littlest thing and it just makes like, scratches on it. It's a very hard book to find in high grade, 100%.
Well, if Spider-Man was cool or something, I'd probably buy it, but I don't like Spider-Man. No, I'm just kidding. Come at me. No, I love Spider-Man. Honestly, I do like Spider-Man. I'm so behind on it that it seems like this giant mountain that I have to climb. And I know I will climb it eventually. I'm just going to go broke doing it. I felt the same way about Fantastic Four a few years ago too, but I've slowly been climbing that hill.
Yeah. Hey, real quickly, big shout outs to Black Crown Comics. He's part of my,
is he?
My little family. So yeah, big shout outs to him. So what's up, buddy?
Cool. No, we got 17 people watch us right now. It's pretty good for a late night show.
That's awesome. That's awesome.
For pretty late, yeah. So actually, Jesus and a good friend of mine, Jake, who's Omega Reed, they started a podcast recently.
Yeah,
we should talk about that.
Yeah, we started a podcast. The first one that we dropped was on Friday. It's called the Spec Tales Podcast. We're on Instagram at spec_tales_podcast. And we just talk comic books, and we also like one of the things that we kind of want to do is do stories about grail tales or like chasing a big book that you maybe got or maybe you missed out on. I think on the first one that we dropped on Friday, I talked about a Fantastic Four #1 that I was chasing, that was in my hands, that was mine for about 5 hours before it was snatched from my grasp. I think it's a pretty cool story if you guys want to go check it out. And then the second one that we did with Chris on this past Saturday should be dropping on Wednesday, I believe. And I just listened to it again right now. I think it's fantastic, man. I think it's a really cool show.
It's really good. Just chat. It's like if you're doing something and you want to just like feel like you're hanging out with people you want to hang out with, this is the show for you. No, it's really good. But I will say this, not to shit on your show. I didn't tell a Grail tale. We just talked shit, and it was
spoiler alert. Jesus.
Yeah. No, well, that's the thing too. Like I'm sure every comic collector does have those stories, but we also wanted to be organic, and that's kind of what it was on Saturday, man. We just talked it up, and it was a lot of fun. Like I mentioned, I just listened to it on the way back from that water park. My wife listened to it and she's like, "Wow, I really enjoyed that." And I was like, "Man, you never say that about anything that I do that I enjoyed it." She's like, "That's not true. I enjoy a lot of stuff." And I was like, "You don't enjoy watching MMA with me. You don't enjoy
like your sweet beloved."
She's like, "You're right. I don't enjoy that." So I mean, it's wife approved, I guess you could say.
That's awesome, man. Your wife listened to it. I wouldn't let my wife anywhere near this shit. She'd be bored out of her mind. That's awesome, man. So what are you guys hunting right now?
Hunting?
Yeah.
For me, I was hunting a lot of those X-Men that we had talked about. I think I have a stack back here that I didn't buy, so I bought like these.
Yeah, show some stuff you got.
Yeah, let me see. This is what I got at the con that I've bagged and boarded already. So I got like 2 of these.
Oh, that's a great cover.
Yeah, these are.
Who's Rogue looking at in that cover?
I don't know. That's an interesting question.
She's like looking beyond someone's back.
I don't know. I think she's
beyond confirmed. Beyond confirmed.
Right here by Newbie Comics.
I think she's pondering if Gambit's wearing a thong or not.
Oh yeah, that book's on now, isn't it? That's a great book.
Dude, such an undervalued book.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I don't know
Newsstand.
And that book is the first X-Men book I ever owned as a kid.
Yeah,
I was like 6 years old or something. Yeah.
Look at this one.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I got 2 of these. And,
Nice.
I mean, X-Men Adventures #1.
What's this going for, Raw?
This one?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I picked it up for $1, but on eBay, I think they're selling for like $10-15 already.
Well, CGC ones are going for about $250, $300 now.
Yeah, the 9/8 right. Then I got obviously this first cameo of the the Demon Bear.
Hey, I gotta ask: is there a bad New Mutants cover before like issue 60? They're all amazing, man. All those things, they're great.
Newsstand, another one. Sorry, I don't know how to do this camera thing. My bad, guys.
No, you're doing good.
And New Mutants #1.
Nice.
Yeah, I'll take that one. And then this
I'll
one.
let you take over.
344. Nice. Yeah. And then here's the annual that I told you about. Which I think that's a cool cover, man. It's just these 2 guys and then this little crazy thing right in the middle. Pretty cool. So this is the annual one. I hadn't seen a lot of this one, so that's why I picked it up.
I had the hugest crush on Gillian Anderson when I was a kid.
Yeah.
I thought she was just the hottest chick ever. I don't know. I look back and I'm just like, what was I thinking? Yeah. She's gorgeous now. Like she's a gorgeous girl.
Like better now, man.
Yeah, absolutely. She's aged incredibly well, but she was a little goofy back then. But we were all goofy back then. You were like a child. You guys were children back then. Well, you were born in '88, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was at 86.
Jesus, that's the year Aliens came out, for God's sakes.
Yeah. So, but yeah, man. I mean, that's prime teen angst watching right there on X-Files, man. You get horror, but then you get Gillian Anderson. You're like, wait, what am I feeling, man? Am I scared? What's going on?
Why do I need to put a blanket over my crotch?
Yeah, I remember, obviously when that show was at the height, like I was still in grade school, and yeah, so Sunday nights, you would always have like, I think it was like King of the Hill. You had something else, and then you had The Simpsons. The Simpsons was like the pinnacle of Sunday nights. I think it was 8 o'clock.
8 o'clock.
Oh, yeah, and then it would be X-Files, and going to bed.
I think you're forgetting a little show called King of the Hill.
I did. I said King of the Hill.
Yeah. Oh, did you? Oh,
yeah.
I don't really listen to you when you talk though. Sorry.
So it would be that. But I remember, when The Simpsons was over, we would have to go, to bed because school the next day, and like all you could hear upstairs is the music.
Yeah. Dude, CSM, dude, the CSM guy, the cigarette smoking man, that dude was terrifying to me, man. I took
an acting class with him. He was like my acting teacher. Yeah, back
shit.
when I was like 21. He's like, I live in Vancouver. Like that was done here, and he's like a mainstay of here.
Dude, he was like, is there really people like this out there, man? Like that's what my teenage brain would think, like, holy crap, man, what the hell's going on? And then anybody that smoked cigarettes from then on, I was like, no.
He didn't actually smoke either. Those were like clove cigarettes or something.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like because a normal cigarette would make him sick. So
that's crazy.
Yeah, no, it was cool. Like moving out here, and that was like the big show that was shooting in Vancouver. I would like follow it around. Like it was just amazing that such a popular show was being done here in Canada. So I thought it was cool, and I was trying to get into movies at the time, so it was pretty neat.
That is pretty cool.
So, but yeah, I still think I go back on that X-Men #1 or X-Files #1. Buy that book, gentlemen, all of you, everyone in the chat, buy it. I think it'll pay off down the road. They're gonna reboot that. We all know that.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
If it's that cool to us, it's like it's not Star Wars.
Eventually, what we like when we talk about the '80s stuff and the nostalgia, like eventually that stuff in the 90s and then the 2000, like all that stuff, there's going to be nostalgia for everybody. So yeah, why not grab it now, right?
Yeah, but X-Files is so big and popular. Like, why wouldn't somebody reboot it just to make money off the name X-Files, even if it's a freaking crap show?
I was disappointed when they did that. Not a reboot, but when they did that.
The movie?
No, they did the 5 episodes or 6 episodes like 2 years ago. I think it was. They like brought him out.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I thought it was like it was garbage, but
and I think that's their biggest problem is like they're in a position right now where they have to kind of use the people that are still alive.
Yeah,
and it's not like they're even that old. They're in their 50s. It's not even that old, really. Yeah. So like they're kind of forced because if they don't use them and they reboot it with young, sexy, Hollywood kids, people are gonna shit. So you're gonna wait till a few more people die off before they can do that. So I think that's really where we're going. But I think we're gonna close the night off, and we'll go return to the lounge and talk a bit more there. But I just want to thank both of you for coming on and seeing my my comic haul. I'm going to be doing another CGC unboxing, hopefully with Swaggle House this week. If either of you gentlemen want to join in, we'll be doing that. And I just don't know what day. It's just a matter of us figuring it out. So I get to go whitewater rafting on Wednesday, so it's definitely not that day. So
nice.
Yeah, I'm super excited. So but thanks Jesus, and thanks Joel. If there's anything you want to promote, throw it out.
Tomorrow Automatic Comics is crashing through my channel, and we're gonna
Ryan.
Yeah, we're gonna be talking about keys you still want to invest. I warn you, if you have a checkbook or eBay open, these are not dollar bin books. These are big books that we still believe have a lot of value. So check it out. If you don't know Automatic Comics, make sure you guys go check him out. He's a numbers guy. He breaks it down really well. So
one of the smartest guys going.
Yeah,
sure.
I enjoy his stuff. I watch his stuff all the time. So.
Yeah.
For me, man, just Guaranteed Comics, something new for the community, where we guarantee the raw grade through a third party, which is CBCS. I hand deliver to them. They grade it. If it passes grade, you get your book. If it doesn't, the sale is canceled. And then the Spec Tales podcast, which just launched on Friday, and the next second episode will be up on Wednesday.
Starring me.
Starring Chris. Vancouver comic junkie.
Vancouver.
Hey man, that's better than what Joel called me Vancock once. Remember when he called me Vancock? That was awesome. I thought that was gonna stick. It's so good. I keep bringing it up.
Hey, but seriously, man, the conversation with Chris was awesome. Like I mentioned, I just listened to it on the way back from the water park, and it was legit, man. So if you guys can check it out, that'd be awesome.
Nice, cool. Well, thanks for coming on, guys, and I'm sure this will be first of many for the three of us. And thanks for everyone watching. And well, I guess we're out. See you guys.